welcome to Art Journaling Online with Chrysalis. My name is Jenny. Today we are looking at part 4 of Art Journaling, and we will be doing some sticking on of lace and also creating words using some stamping, or you can just write words down also with a marker pen. So I found at the dollar store they do have lots of lovely ribbon, lacy ribbon, or any kind of ribbon. So if you want to purchase that at the dollar store, you can. I also found at the dollar store some stamps with the alphabet, which is a really lovely alternative to expensive stamping that you can find at Michael's. And we will be using these today. But if you don't have stamping, that's fine. You can also just write any words you want using a marker pen. I also found yesterday at the dollar store where I live some scrapbooking paper. It's really rare to find this kind of paper at the dollar store. So if you do come across a pad of scrapbook paper like this, I would recommend purchasing it. It was $4 for a big pad, whereas normally when you go to Michael's you might be paying $15 to $20 for a pad of scrapbooking paper. So that's worthwhile too. You can also find construction paper really cheaply at Staples or the dollar store as well. You can use this as an alternative to scrapbooking paper. So when we're doing art journaling today, we're going back to the page that I've been working on. Don't forget to put your, don't forget to put your wax paper behind your page. See how much paint has gone over. So that way my table is not being spoiled, and neither is this page, the next page, being spoiled. You can see a little bit of dribble over the side of my pages, but it's not too bad. So firstly, I'm using the expensive stamps that you can buy at Michael's. Here I made a mistake, so I'm choosing to do it on white paper, not directly onto my art journal, so that if I do make any mistakes, I can just start again like I am doing here. Then I'm going to cut out each letter, and I'm going to arrange them on my paper a bit later. I'm not going to stick them down right away. I'm using tissue paper here with the stamps from the dollar store. These stamps are not quite as good quality, so the ink takes a lot longer to dry as well. I'm using tissue paper because it's translucent and you can actually see a little bit of your book through the paper, which is kind of a nice alternative to white paper where you cannot see any of your art journal through that paper. Here I've cut out the word hope on this tissue paper. So I printed out the word hope. I did this on my computer. The font is called Papyrus. I really like that font. And I'm arranging the words hope. Lots of different types of hopes all down the left side of my page, but you don't have to. You could try different ways of doing things. This is all very individual work and everything's up to you, self-expression. So I do like stamping or typing because it does look so much neater. Permanent marker is very strong. The ink is extremely strong and it would go through my paper, my tissue paper, very easily. So I've made sure that I have put a white piece of paper underneath the tissue paper so that there's no leakage going along underneath. See what I mean? It leaks through, so be very careful. You don't want to ruin your beautiful page that you've spent so long doing. I'm just trying different ways of writing just to practice my handwriting. I'm going to choose which one I like the best. So this is just practice of my handwriting. And so I think I'll choose this one and cut it out, and I'll paste this one down in a minute. I'm arranging my words how I like it. And when I'm gluing them down, I put glue on my art journal page first and then I stick it down, but then I also put glue on the top to seal it down even more so. Be careful with tissue paper. When you stick down tissue paper, make sure that you again put glue underneath, but when you put glue on top, be very gentle. Do it very slowly from the middle out to the edges. So if I found this construction paper at the dollar store and I want to cut out one butterfly, but I don't want to cut out 4 individual butterflies, so I folded my paper over 4 times so that when I cut out one butterfly, I'm actually getting 4 butterflies. Kind of save some time. And then I'm going to just trace over these wings in black so they stand out. Doesn't matter what order you do things in. I've decided to just go back over this word hope in yellow paint, and later I even changed it and added white paint. I bought these little wooden butterflies at the dollar store. It's amazing what you can find at the dollar store. And these are hole punched butterflies. Those blue ones are actually bought a hole punch with a butterfly hole punch at Michael's store. They're quite expensive though, but they do make incredible cutouts. I'm sticking down my, I can't pull that back off. And lastly, I'm going to get my ribbon that I found at the dollar store and paste that down. I need lots and lots of glue for wood and fabric, so don't spare on the glue, you need lots of it. It will dry clear when you paint on that white glue, so don't worry about that. I just want to emphasize the importance of using wax paper so that you don't get paint and glue touching your other pages underneath. And be very careful that you don't get your paint and glue too much in that spine so that you can turn your pages backwards and forwards easily without all the gunk. So with my words, I did end up typing them out on my computer and printing them out. And I'm pasting them all down. I mark out where I want them first before I paste them down. So I'm happy with the placements. And then once it's dry, and you do need to wait until it's dry, see, it's not quite dry, so my marker wasn't working perfectly. With my big, thick black marker, it's working a lot better. But everything needs to be extremely dry before you do this, especially on the tissue paper here. Otherwise, you can rip your tissue paper. So here I just went over with a black Sharpie pen over my words so that would stand out more clearly. And our focus was on hope, focusing on the light in the darkness. And that means looking at the positives and what is going well and being grateful and thankful for the good things that are going on every day and not focusing on what's not working. But I know that we'll be seeing you again and there is light at the end of the tunnel. So we will be seeing you soon. And what we covered today was some stamping, writing words, and we were focusing on the positives and trying not to focus on what's not going well. I hope you enjoyed part 4 of art journaling and that you'll come back again and see me soon. Bye for now.